What's up, my friends, and welcome into a highly anticipated show for me. We are sharing some news today that we've been sitting on for a couple months that we're very excited to be sharing with you, a new ministry of Forte Catholic and a new fun thing that we hope that you will join us for. We also talk about cults, which is a very fun conversation. And then the show gets kind of weird and we just kind of lean into it. And I just share a bunch of weird random thoughts that I have with Father Anthony and watch him squirm a little bit. It was an absolute blast. We hope that you enjoyed today's show. The big news, the complaining, the silliness. This might be the most Forte Catholic episode in a very long time. We hope that you enjoy it. If you do, please hit that subscribe button wherever you're watching or listening. Enjoy. What's up? Forte Catholic. I am Taylor Schroll. That is Father Anthony Sciarappa. Father Anthony, what's up, buddy?
Nothing much. Just got back from vacation, getting back into the swing of things, doing parish stuff.
Nice. I didn't even mean. I kind of forgot about your vacation, to be honest, because you just kind of fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
I do have one follow-up question.
Okay.
About the vacation. For those of you who do not follow Papa Sciarappa, which is your brother, on the old Instagram, and what's Riley's thing now? What's her handle? Do you know?
Her Twitter handle's End of Days Woman. I don't know what her Instagram is. I don't have a gram.
Okay, so both of them posted pictures of Nick and Riley and the baby all wearing these like cow costumes. It was very cute.
Yes.
And I commented on every single one. I commented on every post.
Yes.
From the both of them. I even messaged your mother.
Yeah.
And I said, "Where is the picture of Anthony in the cow costume?"
Oh, sad. No. This was a we're trying to divide up the Sciarappas. They are the Shaler Sciarappas. They live in Shaler, PA, and that was all them. They were like, "We have a surprise for you guys," and we're like, "Okay, whatever." And they come out of their room all dressed as cows, and it was amazing. Especially the little baby Indiana was super cute. But no, I do not, will not, and have never had a cow costume.
See, I don't believe you. I'm here to say release the Anthony cut of the pictures with the cow costumes.
It just doesn't exist. I'm sorry to disappoint you. My brother, Nick, has like a chicken costume now, a cow costume. I think he has a bear costume as well.
Well, his cow costume's just his normal clothes. He's doing a weight loss challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, poor Nick.
See, I can say that because I weigh 50 pounds more than him. He was. It was a very sad day for me when Nick. It's like, okay, I'm like a larger, like taller person than Nick, but it was really sad where he was like, I need to address this in my life, and I'm doing a weight loss challenge with my friend. And there was a picture of his scale. And I was like, that's 50 pounds ago for me. That's his starting. Like that's his like I'm too fat and need to fix this. Was 50 pounds ago for me.
Ooh, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to get those cow pictures from you.
Okay.
I mean, Nick is very good at Photoshop.
He is very good at Photoshop. So yes, I guess it's possible.
There may be a future episode of this show where the image is you, but wearing a cow costume.
Awesome.
So you had a very, very good week.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a very good week, and there was a pivot point in my week, and we're going to get to that pivot point. Okay. But before we even get into how my week is going, we're doing one of the biggest announcements we've ever made on this show ever.
Oh, yeah?
In like 8 minutes. But first, I must complain.
Okay.
Because there's nothing more Forte Catholic than me complaining.
Sure.
Just a microcosm of my life. Yesterday, my day was going very well.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up. I didn't have great sleep, but I woke up and I didn't have much to do. Like I did a lot of work this weekend.
Sure.
It's been kind of weird for me where I've been having these spurts of like really wanting to work and really not wanting to work. So I had some like weekdays last week where I didn't want to work at all. So I didn't because I'm my boss and I can do that.
Yeah.
But then this weekend I was like, not only did I have spurts where I didn't want to do work, so I got caught up, but I was also like, if I'm being smart, there's going to be days this week that I don't want to work. And I feel a spurt to work now. So I worked on the Lord's Day because that's what I wanted to do. Again, because I have no boss, even in heaven. But yesterday, it wasn't just that I was having a relaxing morning. It's that multiple people pointed it out. I was just having a great day. I was playing a new video game on my PlayStation. It was very fun, sitting there, just really enjoying my morning. Allison came over to record, but it was like a 20-minute segment. Like she was in and out, you know? So she came over and she's like, what else are you doing today? I was like, literally nothing. Like it's a relaxing day. I was like, I think I might play video games all day on like a Tuesday morning, you know,
nice.
Like, which is like a rare thing. And so like Allison, who knows me very well, was like, this is weird that Taylor's not doing anything today.
Yeah.
Like she was recording and usually like I'm listening and like being the producer or whatever. I was just playing video games with headphones on during yesterday's just like whatever, man. You know, just super chill. My mom just randomly texted me. And she was like, she told me something about my dad and we talked and I was like, oh yeah, it's nice to not have a boss. Like that's kind of where that theme came from. We were talking about that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's Tuesday at 11 o'clock in the morning and I'm not doing anything. It's great. All I had to do that day was record with you.
Yes.
I was having a pleasurable day, hanging out, playing video games. My whole life was going well.
Yeah.
And then you texted me.
Yes.
Saying,
hey, I think we're recording today, but can we record tomorrow instead?
Yeah, and that was the pivot point. Remember I mentioned that there was a pivot point in my day?
I had a feeling that I would be the pivot point.
And like, to be honest, I didn't know what was coming. I was like, yeah, sure, man. I've got nothing tomorrow. You know, I've got nothing Wednesday. We can record when I gave you like a pretty wide time frame. Like, I've got nothing going on. It's not a big deal. No worries at all.
Sure.
Boy, was I wrong. Within 30 minutes of you texting me, you know, and you texted me about 30 minutes before the recording. So the time that we were supposed to be recording, the Lord deemed it that it was time for Noah's Ark Part 2.
Oh, no.
So it was very bright and sunny the moment you texted me. Within 30 minutes, darkness had fallen over the land.
Oh, no.
And I'm playing my video games, and I have my headphones on, and you ever get this like weird spidey sense that you know something's not right?
Sure,
you know?
yeah.
And it's like, it's not like it was incredibly impressive, because there's like lightning and thunder. Like, I knew there was a storm going on. Storm of the century happened yesterday, and it started about the moment that we were supposed to start recording.
Wow.
For the next 2.5 hours, it rained and poured worse than it has in years. And for those of you who have been listening to the show for the last couple of months, we literally just finished a 9-week drought where it was triple digits every single day, got up into the 120s. Everything was dead, and all we've done is pray for rain. Anthony, yesterday, about the moment that we were supposed to start recording, a little trickle of water started entering into my house.
Oh, no.
In the living room. And then a little trickle started in the kitchen.
No.
And then a little trickle started in my office.
Oh, no.
Where I was supposed to be recording.
Yeah.
Within about 10 minutes, there was gallons and gallons and gallons of water filling my home. While I was supposed to be going, what's up? And for the next 2.5 hours, we have this little like wet mop thing. I mopped up like entire buckets of water, and I looked back and I was like, there's still a lake there. Like, this office was a lake. It smells terrible today. Then I go in the living room and I'm trying to fix that. My wife, like, I think I had texted my wife the moment that you said, hey, we're not going to record. And I was like, this will be, you know, I didn't know it was coming. It's like, this will be nice. We'll go out to lunch. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then, you know, a few minutes later, I'm not coming. I am busy shoveling water out of our house.
Yeah.
And then she gets home. So I go outside. I'm like, man, there's definitely an issue. So for about an hour and a half, I dug a moat around my home because the water simply would not stop coming into my house. And we've had drainage problems. Like, there's been times where there's been heavy rain and like a little bit of water comes in. It's been kind of a recurring theme. We have a guy coming out, ironically enough, on Thursday. I called him Monday, not knowing that the apocalypse is going to happen on Tuesday. So yesterday, very emblematic. Whenever, about the time that I should have been saying, I'll be back next week. See ya.
Yeah.
I was outside about 3 minutes from here. So the wall that I'm looking at you through, there's a camera, and about 6 inches behind it, there's a wall.
Yeah.
Right behind that outside is probably where the water sits the most. I dug a moat for about an hour and a half. And then I was taking a broom and pushing water towards our drain because it pools right outside the office.
Yeah.
So I swept water for about an hour yesterday.
Wow.
So I spent 2.5 hours outside, torrential downpour. I blame you. You were the pivot point.
I'm not sure about this. Because, I was, when I scheduled with you, I was outside in South Carolina by the pool, not a care in the world. And you're like, when can we record? I looked at my calendar. Oh, we can record at this time. No big deal. When I actually got back to my office, I was like, oh no, I really don't have time to do this. I've got to get a holy hour in. I'm recording my podcast. You know what? I help Taylor out all the time. Whenever there's an emergency recording, I'm usually the guy that fills in. And you know what? I haven't canceled in a while. Let's just do this. Taylor won't mind. He's a good friend of mine. I had intuition that was the right thing to do. And I think I was right because you could have gotten everything set up, ready to go. And not only would the recording be canceled, you would also have all that stuff happen to your house. So the Lord was telling me that Taylor's got some stuff to deal with today. Cancel the recording. So basically what I'm trying to say is you're welcome.
There was not rain on the forecast.
Mm-hmm.
You changed the Lord's plan.
I changed the Lord's plan.
The Lord smited me because of your indecision. The Lord knows how much I appreciate people sticking to their word.
Yeah.
And I was punished for your iniquities. Bruised for your sins. The punishment that brought you peace was upon me.
Yeah.
And by my wounds, no one was healed. I'm just very sore.
I'm just very sore and tired and wet. Yeah. All right. I guess that's one way to look at it.
Yeah. So that sucked.
Sounds like
But you know what it did make me very happy about?
What?
I blame you for all of my troubles. And it makes me very happy for our announcement. Next summer, in June, me and the person that I think ruined my entire life and house yesterday are going to be traveling together for approximately 11 days.
It's very exciting.
Anthony, where are we going?
We're going to Italy. We're going to the place where Jesus was born. It's very exciting.
It's very confusing because that's probably what we'll do the next year. But
No. We're just going to Italy. That was a joke. We're going to
because Jesus. Well, it's weird because you often say that Saint Joseph was Italian.
Yes,
but Joseph wasn't Jesus' dad, so Jesus could have had a different lineage.
Yeah, well, Mary was Italian too. I just don't talk about that as much. Yeah.
So he was half Italian.
No, he's completely Italian because he got all of his humanity from Mary. That's how that
fully
works.
God and fully Italian. Italian. He liked ravioli and unleavened bread.
Yes. Those are the things he liked.
So we've been working on this for quite some time. Forte Catholic is going to Rome, and we want you to come with us.
Yeah.
All the listeners, everyone, every single person. We want all of you to go. I mean, we're going to cap it, but we want all of you to come.
Yeah.
So this has been in the works for quite some time. I'm very excited about it. And I reached out to the other co-hosts, and I was like, who wants to come with me? And they were like, first of all, the company, Select International Tours, who we've been promoting for a while, and we like slightly teased that we were doing a trip in the last 2 weeks. For anybody that listens to commercials, we were like, we will probably do something with them soon. Stay tuned. And I was just waiting for you to not be at the beach, so we can do this. And so I was like, hey, everybody. First of all, I need a priest. So Anthony's got to be the number one. John said no immediately. He's like, I'm too busy and important. I have business things.
He has a lot of video games to play.
Yeah, he does. He's like, I have so many Fortnite emotes to do instead of going to where Jesus was born / the seat of his church.
Yes.
Allison is probably coming.
Cool.
Liv, you never can tell with her. So it might be more of a full Forte Catholic trip, but guaranteed you have me and Father Anthony, and we would like to enjoy it I was going to say invite you to join. I was like, enjoin
You to
us!
bite.
So if you are listening to this and you want to go to fortecatholic.com/travel, which is what I'm doing right now because I didn't pull up my notes, fortecatholic.com/travel, you will see our pilgrimages, and the pilgrimages as in we're doing one. So we are going to Rome June 19th through the 29th. We are going to Rome, the Vatican, Assisi, Florence, and we're going to be having a little retreat in a place called Tuscany, which I hear is the most beautiful place in the world. So first half of the trip, very busy, going to see all of the holy sites. We're going to do the Vatican thing. We're probably going to see the Pope. That's pretty cool. I've never seen a Pope with my own eyes. We're going to go to Assisi, where I hear there's a lot of animals. And then we're going to Florence. I hear we're taking like a 1-day thing to Florence. But then Tuscany, the end of the trip, we'll slow down. We'll enjoy the beauty of Italia. We'll have a little day retreat. I'm very much looking forward to this.
It's going to be really cool. I've been blessed to go to Rome a few times. I've been to Assisi a few times as well. And first of all, Assisi is the most magical place in all the universe.
Yeah, the animals talk.
They
St.
talk
Francis
to you.
taught them how to talk.
The wolves and the deer and the whatever. The problem is they speak Italian, so if you don't speak Italian, you can't understand them. But yeah, they're there. And just the churches and just walking around in Rome. It's a super cool city. I'm super excited. I never get tired of going back there. So it's just going to be awesome.
So you have been to Rome.
Yes.
I have never been more than about 3 miles out of the country. I've been to Mexican border towns. I've never gone over a body of water.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where I was like, how am I going to lead a pilgrimage to anywhere? I've never been anywhere, you know? And our friends at Select International were like, Taylor, literally all you need to do is invite your friends and be like mildly entertaining. And I was like, that I can do.
Yeah.
So they're going to have tour guides. They're setting everything up. So we're going to stay at these like 4 or 5 star hotels. We're going to have incredible food in Italy. We're staying at a monastery in Tuscany. I mean, like, it's going to be sick. And I'm so excited to just kind of go, you have to do more work than I do because you have to like say the priest things.
It's totally fine. I'm totally cool with doing that. It's going to be great. My goodness, the churches are amazing. There's saints everywhere. It's just the best. It's a really cool trip. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah. So, there's a ton of information. ForteCatholic.com/travel. There's entire brochures that you can check out. It has prices. It's gonna run you pretty good. About $4,000 to $5,000 depending on where you fly out of, or if you have airline miles. If you have airline miles, under $4,000. If you have to pay like a regular peasant, it's gonna be a little bit more than that. So daily itinerary. Just we're not gonna go through the whole thing. Yeah. Day 1, we're going to leave. Day 2, we're going to get to Rome because apparently it takes a while.
It's a long flight.
The next day, we're going to see the Pope and the catechisms plus Subiaco. Have you been to Subiaco?
Subiaco. I don't know. What's Subiaco?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Benedictine monastery, that sort of thing. Where St. Benedict and St. Scholastica were.
Oh, super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of cool, but we're going to see the Pope that day.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. The next day, we're explore the Vatican. The next is like the great Roman sites, like all their old buildings that they built. We're going to go through Umbria to Assisi. We're going to have dinner at a monastery. Why am I missing day 8? There it is. Wine tasting in Tuscany. And then day 8. Or day 9. Usually on the days, it's like, see the Pope, go to Assisi, go to these. This day, it just says, Florence! Wow! I love that. And then we'll go to one of my favorite words or 2 of my favorite words in the entire English language. I guess technically not English, but I can say it in English. I'm going to let you say it, though. Where the popes have their summer vacations.
Oh, where do they have their vacations? I knew this.
Castel?
Oh, the Castel. Is it Gandolfo?
Gandolfo! sinful.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah.
Castello Adolfo. We're gonna go check that out, and then sadly we will have to return home at some point. So I'm very much looking forward to this trip. Did I say the dates already? It is next June 19th through 29th. If you would like to travel with me, Father Anthony, and maybe some other surprise guests, other listeners, friends, family are invited. Don't have to be Catholic. You just have to not be a jerk.
Yeah.
And you can come hang out with us. It's a very fancy hotel.
Relatively speaking, because Taylor and I are going, so you don't have to be like a complete not jerk, just, relatively speaking.
I don't know why you included me in that. I'm always only ever nice to people.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you called down God's smite upon me yesterday.
You know what?
You're the jerk.
I'm more and more glad I did, to be honest. Yeah.
All right. Did I say it enough? ForteCatholic.com/travel. Go travel with us. Come to Rome with us. It's the seat of Catholicism, the seat of Christianity, and we're going to have an absolute blast. We're going to see holy sites. We're going to see famous sites. We're going to see dead Catholics. We're going to see live Catholics. We're going to eat a lot of food. We're going to drink a lot of wine. There might be a limit on how much Anthony can drink. It's going to be quite an enjoyable time. And I promise, here's my promise. You won't find this in the itinerary anywhere. You won't find it in the brochure. But I promise that you will see the good Father Anthony in a cow costume at some point.
Okay, sure.
ForteCatholic.com/travel. Come to Rome with us and don't go anywhere. Whenever we come back, we're going to take a very swift change of pace.
Okay.
And I'm gonna talk about how I've become a cult leader. Don't go anywhere. Woo. The Rings of Power is finally out. If you are enjoying the show already, congratulations. It's been an absolute blast. We've watched the first 2 episodes and really enjoyed it. If you missed it, Caitlin Fascista and I over at Tea with Tolkien did a 3-part YouTube series where me, a Tolkien noob, went through the 3 Peter Jackson movies, and I share my thoughts and mostly just questions, and Caitlin is the pro and answers all of my questions. So if you are excited about Tolkien, The Rings of Power, I think those 3 videos will be a great primer. You can only find them on youtube.com/Forte Catholic. There's a playlist there that has all 3 videos, one for each of the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies. Go check them out now. A lot of people have said that they've enjoyed them because I'm really stupid when it comes to Tolkien stuff, and Caitlin's really smart, and I think most of you guys are somewhere in between. So we hope that you enjoy it. youtube.com/Forte Catholic. Head over to the playlist and hit play. Welcome back to Forte Catholic. I am Taylor Schroll. That is Father Anthony Sciarappa. Father Anthony, I have been looking forward to this conversation with you for quite some time.
Oh, wow.
I would like to announce today, second big announcement of the show.
Wow, I didn't expect the second one. Okay, here we go.
I have become a cult leader.
I guess it was only a matter of time, right?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you're very charismatic. You have a certainly a high opinion of yourself in many ways. I think you have the talents and capabilities. The idea, I think it's inevitable. You're just a very charismatic, culty kind of guy. What can I say?
Well, thank you. I take most of that as a compliment, to be honest. Like
up until now, you've used your powers for good, but it was only a matter of time before you fell to the dark side and formed your own cult. That's what I'm saying.
Join me. So there is a video game on my Xbox that is called Cult of the Lamb.
Oh, okay. I've seen this a little bit. I don't know what it's about other than the game. Yeah.
You play as a lamb.
Okay.
Who becomes a cult leader.
Okay. Are your followers also lambs?
Everyone in the game is lambs except for the bad guys. So the bad guys are either demons or gods. It's pretty confusing. Okay. You know how like in screw tape letters where they're like, "Hey, these are the good guys," but when they say good guys, they mean Satan. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like that's part of it. It's like you're never really sure who you're working for.
Okay.
Who does number 2 work for? Does anybody get that reference? Do you get that reference?
Yeah, that's awesome powers.
Yeah, exactly. That was fun.
I can know the whole scene. Yeah.
So you play as a lamb. And at the beginning of the game, there's this deity named the One Who Waits, and he's in chains.
Oh,
and
that's creepy.
Yeah, and he is the one that recruits you. You die. You're a lamb who dies, and you're in this hellish kind of place, right? Mm-hmm. But it's also kind of heavenly. Like it's hellish because it's scary, but it's like on clouds and very light. It's just you and this One Who Waits there, right?
Okay.
You die, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to bring you back to life, but you're going to like create a cult for me and serve me." And what happened was there were these 4 false gods that were called bishops of the old faith. Okay, and they cast this guy out because he wanted to be in charge. Very, it's pretty similar to like God and Satan. There's some similarities there.
Yeah, there's a lot of mythology going on. Sure.
Yeah. So you're serving the one who was cast down, the One Who Waits, and your job is to crush the old faith and the bishops.
Wow.
So I'm playing the game, feeling a little uncomfy.
Sure. Yeah, I feel uncomfortable just talking about it, but okay. Yeah.
Because I'm like, I keep trying to like make it okay. It's like maybe the old faith is like before Catholicism. Maybe these are the bishops, the leaders of the old religions of Rome and Greece and these all these heretics or these sorts of things, right? Every time you kill one, it says defeated the heretic, and that feels awesome.
Yeah.
I like.
We love defeating heretics.
Mm-hmm. But then the game continues. There's a lot of those, what are they called? Pentagrams, where you like summon
yeah, that's where
things.
The demons come from. Pentagrams.
Yeah, that's where there's a lot of that going on in this game.
Yeah.
So I sacrifice people to the pentagrams. I raise people from the dead through the pentagrams. But I must remind you, that every character, the character that I play, and every character that I bring back to life, is a lamb. Like they're just walking around like bah. So it's like a very silly premise on a very serious premise, right?
Yeah.
I was playing at night. I played like an hour to 2 hours.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know if I should be playing this. So I'm gonna pause. I have more.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pause. And what are your thoughts on me becoming a cult leader as a lamb in a video game?
Well, it's interesting. So it's definitely taking some symbology from Christianity, from other mythologies, and it's just kind of playing with them and mixing them all around. And part of it, I think, matters about the game maker's intent. And I think you'll find people say different things. It's important to recognize that symbols are powerful, and you have to be aware of them, that they have influence on you. But also, like, you're allowed to read fiction that might not come from a Christian perspective. I think there's limits to that. So I don't know. I'd have to see the game myself. But it's always good to pay attention to, if you feel a little weird about it, it's good to pay attention to that feeling, I think. So I'm not sure. It sounds a little sketchy, but it might not be.
I think you'd feel worse if you saw it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
It is like the most satanic-like thing that I think I've ever messed with. Because I don't do horror stuff, right? Because I think that's a lot. There's a lot of like demonic and satanic and stuff in horror movies. And people are like, oh, that's fun. And I'm like, no, it's not fun at all.
Yeah.
But the thing that made it accessible to me, I cannot express this enough. They're lambs. So it's just so weird that there's like this cuteness factor in this game where I'm like having seances. It's just super
odd.
strange.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put it this way. Okay. I felt very uncomfortable for like an hour, 2 hours into the game.
Yeah.
And then, like most other things in my life, I just plowed through it, and it was, it was fine.
Yeah.
What's the word for that?
Stubbornness? I don't know.
I think for me it's stubbornness. I think a lot of people from the outside looking in would say that's like, the further you get into something bad, you're like desensitized to it.
Sure, yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Okay.
So I would like to announce today.
Mm-hmm.
This is the third announcement.
Jeez.
I am never going to play Cult of the Lamb ever again.
Okay.
You want to know why?
Because you beat it?
I did beat it. It took me 13 hours. I kept going.
All right. There you go. That's super weird.
Yeah, I killed, if it makes anyone feel better or worse, I killed all 4 bishops of the old faith and the one who waits. I killed him too. I had the opportunity to be merciful to him and let him live. I said no. I killed him too.
Wow.
So there's good news and bad news. Good news is I was very kind to my followers. I only sacrificed a few of them. Other than the part that when I would like go on a run, like it's like it's a video game. You go and you fight bad guys. If you died, you sacrifice one of them to keep going and live. Like clearly, I did that many times, but like that wasn't really a choice. That was just like clearly I'm more important than you, so you must die so that I may live. But like they knew what they were signing up for, But other than that, that's the bad news. Okay. The good news was I was very kind to them, other than when I sacrificed about 20 of them. Their stats. The other good news is I killed all the false gods, right? Because clearly all 5 of these things were very demonic. So I think I killed Satan, Beelzebub, Tony, like all these these demonic names.
Yes, exactly.
I killed all of them. But I remain this cult leader. But I must say, our where our cult is, everyone's happy. I upgraded all of their homes. They're living very nice. We have sick bays. There's a prison if they start, preaching against me that I can put them in. I bury all of them that die well, We have a farm. We're chopping down trees. It's a very nice life for these cult leaders until I kill them for no reason.
Oh boy. So I guess the moral of the story is the ends justify the means.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's very moral and Catholic. Good. I'm happy about this.
I think if you're a lamb leading a cult, I think then yes. If you're
sounds so weird.
If you're ever in the situation where you're a lamb leading a cult, then yes, the ends justify the means. Maybe in other situations, no.
Okay. It's such a weird game.
Oh, it was very strange. And it was funny. I heard about it on one of the video game podcasts I listened to. It was one of the creators. He came on. He's one of the most jovial people I've ever met. Yeah. He's made a bunch of other games that I really like. They're mostly walking simulators. This one was not a walking simulator. I mean, I did walk, but you know, did some other things in between the walks. It was real weird, and I am not sure if I should have played it. But I tell you what, as like a change of pace game and something different, I love base building games. That was a big part of the game because half of the game was just base building and taking care of your. If you don't take care of the cult, they're going to revolt. Like, there was very little revolt because I was very nice to them.
Okay.
I mean, you got nice points like when you sacrificed one of them because they liked that. But, that's beside the point. I mean, the guy that getting sacrificed didn't, but everybody else was like, "Yay!" you got faith points. It was very good. But as half of the game is like a base management base sim. So think like The Sims, but satanic lambs, right?
Yeah.
The other half was like a dungeon crawler where you're defeating demons. So ultimately, I think if you just pare down to what it ultimately was, I think it was fun.
Sounds like a great time, Taylor. I'm happy for you.
And here, remember when we talked about pivot points earlier?
Yeah.
I would like to bring up another pivot point.
Okay.
You and I used to spend a lot of time playing video games together. Mm-hmm. And then you decided to solely play Destiny 2 and ignore me for the rest of my life.
Correct.
So that was the pivot point, deciding to not play games with me anymore. Mm-hmm. This is what it led to. This is also on you. Like the headline of the story.
That's completely fair.
The headline of the story is Catholic priest shuns layperson. Layperson becomes cult leader. Like that's what happened.
I don't know about that. All that.
Your uncomfortableness for the last 18 minutes is why I could not wait to have this conversation with you.
Yeah. I'm like sweaty.
Like I mentioned, like what we announced last segment, we're all going to Rome together and it's going to be so much fun. That should be the thing that I was looking most forward to today. Watching you squirm for 18 minutes was the thing I was most looking forward to today.
Are you sure that it was my fault the storm came to your house, or was God punishing you for playing that game?
I mean, I did beat it a few hours before the rain started.
I think that's important information you left out, Taylor.
Well, you have negated one pivot point.
Okay.
The second still remains. I would not have played this video game if I was playing video games with you.
You're right. You have no control over your own will, and it's totally my fault.
We are co-conspirators in this. What I would like to say is I invited you to Rome, and now I have brought you into my cult, and we are cult leaders together.
Cool. I'm sure my bishop will be very happy about this.
I'm sure he's happy about a lot of things you do and don't say on this show.
Hey.
I mean, we've mentioned this before, but it's been probably a couple of years since we mentioned it. But like, honestly, the only reason you agreed to be on this show 4 years ago was you were like, your sole thing was like, no, I don't want to do it. And then you said, no, wait, I will do it. Because, and I quote, you said on April 4th, 2017,
wow,
I never want to become a bishop. So you wanted to come on here and just solely
true.
Record once a month with me. You know, like the whole like apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah.
You know, here a podcast a month keeps the miter at bay.
Yes.
is what
we need to work on that rhyme, but in principle, you're right. That's good.
I
okay.
mean,
yeah.
It's the best I could do on the top of my head.
That's fair. That's fair.
Top of the head. Bishops have pointy hats.
They do, Taylor.
All right. Well, okay. So here's what I wanted to ask, because now you know more about the game, because I stopped halfway and I kind of let you have your thoughts. But like things that have like satanic connections. So here's the difference. Many years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. A Pokemon Go clone came out called Hogwarts something, where you like walked around and, you know, you walked around your town and you defeated, I don't know, dragons. I don't remember what it was. I didn't play it very long.
Okay.
But I called you because a lot of people, you know, like when we were kids, were like, can't read Harry Potter, it's demonic. And I'm like, well, main character dies at the end, sacrifices his life, returns to life to save all of humanity. I mean, that sounds pretty similar to something else I've heard, but you know, whatever. Sure, it's demonic. But then this game came out. And instead of like, you know, like if you play Pokemon Go, you know what I'm talking about. You like swipe your finger or you like spin your finger and then throw the ball. You can throw curveballs or fastballs at these Pokemon, right? Which is very funny. Just like throwing a fastball at a Pokemon's forehead.
Yeah, now you're just throwing like a baseball at a dog. That's basically what you're doing.
And then the baseball opens up and swallows the
Wow.
dog. What the heck just happened?
It's very weird.
But you told me something. And I think 99% of the time when I call you about something real and priestly, like when I like need your 99% of the time, I have trusted you and followed through on that. The one time I didn't was whenever you said you have to stop playing Hogwarts Legacy or whatever it was called, because you were saying that I was like doing spells with my finger on my iPhone. And I was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say. Like, there's no way I can get demons by doing these little finger motions on my iPhone. Like, that's just really, really stupid.
Yeah. There's also no way you can get demons by playing with a Ouija board, I guess.
No, here's the difference.
What's the difference?
That Hogwarts game was dumb. And I don't think you can accidentally get demons in immediacy. I think you can accidentally get demons over time. There's a whole thing about like, you know, getting closer and closer and closer, more and more sin, you know, that sort of thing, right? But I don't think if like my intention is to, you know, defeat Voldemort, I'm like, oh, never mind, I got a demon instead. I think that idea is very dumb. But I thought about that moment when I was playing this game, because I was like, there's a chance I could get demons from this one.
this one feels a little demony.
It does. I mean, when I like it, the whole there's those pentagrams. I mean, that's like, I mean, what are those used for other than demons? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so I thought you were very dumb about the Hogwarts thing.
Sure.
But I thought about you often when I was playing this game. Like, there's a chance I can get a demon from this. So
and you just kept going.
I mean, I thought about it. Then I was like, I don't know. The base building's kind of fun. I haven't played a base building game in a while. I'm running out of games to play because Father Anthony quit playing with me. I beat 23 games last year, and I'm kind of running out. So this is the life you've led me to.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't A to B, but it was like A to B to C to G to H to Z, and now we're at Z, and I'm a cult leader.
Okay.
I mean, this is all your fault.
My bad.
Yeah. Well, enjoy hell.
You too.
See you there. So, at the end of last segment, we said, join us in Rome. And now we're like, see you in hell.
Wow, this show is crazy today. I did not expect this when I woke up this morning.
All right, final thoughts on playing demonic video games. What do you think?
Probably just don't. I mean, there's a lot of games. Don't play the demonic ones.
Yeah. With the exception, I think, I played this game as a palate cleanser because I've been playing like a lot of shooters and like platformer games. I needed something different.
Yeah.
It's very like dungeon crawly, base building kind of thing. I haven't played a game like that in a while. But I think what I'm going to do to make myself feel better is that my next game is probably going to be Doom Eternal, where it's very clear what you're doing.
You're killing the demons.
Demons, bad guys, you, hero, killing all demons. I think that's what I need to do. They just look a little bit different than lambs. So I think that's how I'm gonna I don't know if I need to go to confession for playing Cult of the Lamb, but I will be playing Doom Eternal to cleanse my soul.
Okay. Good, I guess. I don't know. I give up.
Oh, I love this segment so much. I could honestly keep going but I mean, I've been done for like 5 minutes, but I'm just keeping it going.
I'm just. Have you noticed how my answers are getting shorter and shorter to try to get you to stop talking about this so we can wrap up this segment?
What's funny about this is one thing that I can see that people can't see on YouTube because we have to crop videos because we both have to be in it. Yeah. But right behind you is Mary, and I've just had Mary staring at me and you this entire time.
She's a little disappointed.
Yeah,
she's very concerned.
But I mean, Cult of the Lamb. I mean, we are a group of people that follow the Lamb of God. Are we not a cult of the Lamb?
Technically speaking, we are a cult of the Lamb, just not the same as your video game.
Okay, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Battery exhausted.
That's staying in.
Yeah, God's done. He's like, no more podcasting for you.
That was perfect timing. For the last few weeks, I've been asking you guys to leave a review on Apple Podcasts because we haven't got a new one in like 6 months. And I know that you guys listen. And I finally got one. 5-star review. Doing a review to make Taylor feel some social media love. I'm a newbie to listening to the show. Started listening at your 300th episode. If you've been listening the last few weeks, you know how crazy the 300th episode was. So what a place to start. Really enjoyed it and have now subscribed. I like the conversational life storytelling type of podcast of things that you can relate to. My favorite part of this review is the name. It comes from Ikajidnisjud. Just a bunch of random letters, I believe. They just kind of, let their cat run along the screen. Well, I wanted to thank you, Mr. or Mrs. just for your review. And just still asking, still hoping you guys will go review the show because you came back. You must have enjoyed it. So leave a review, Apple Podcast, subscribe wherever you listen. Y'all are the best. Welcome back to Forte Catholic. I am Taylor Schroll. Father Anthony. You needed a few minutes to recover after that.
I did. How much longer are we recording? How long is this show?
I mean, how long do you think we've been recording?
It feels like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's been 40. I mean, those were
40 minutes.
20 and an 18-minute segment.
All right.
So, I mean, pretty short by our standards. So, you said, do you remember what you said as you walked away? You like literally needed to take a moment. You walked away. Yeah. Do you remember what you said as you walked away?
No, what did I say? I don't even remember. I must have been.
I think you said it to yourself, not knowing I could hear you, because I wasn't here. I was turning the AC down, but I still had my AirPods in. Yeah. And I heard you say, this is such a weird episode.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I do remember that now.
So in sticking with that theme, I had another thing we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
But sticking with the weird episode, I didn't want to like put them all together in this one episode. But here's how we're going to finish. We're going to have another weird segment. Okay.
Awesome.
And weird as in there's going to be a bunch of random things and random thoughts. And we're going to kind of string them together. So the theme that it's holding them together, I couldn't figure out how to hold them together as one segment. The theme is we're just going to keep it weird, you know? Okay. Here was my thought the other day. You ever have a joke that you're about to make and then you stop because you think there might be some backstory to it?
Yes.
I usually don't have that filter, and people will be surprised that I was going to make a joke yesterday that I did not make because I was like, I think there's something more to this. It was just kind of an intuition, right?
Right.
I'm going to sing a song. You ever heard that game of like finish the lyrics or whatever?
No.
Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to sing a song. All you have to do is sing the next one word in this game.
Okay. I'm probably going to be terrible at it, but all right.
Oh, it's just you only have one chance. There's only one example.
Okay.
I mean, we could do another example just to make sure you get the premise. Okay?
All right.
So, let's just do an easy one. Amazing grace, how sweet the
sound.
Okay, you have to sing it.
Sound.
There you go. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Taylor.
Happy birthday to you. I was just wondering what you would say.
I wasn't sure either.
Okay, here's the real one. Okay, this is the one that popped into my head yesterday. Michael, row the boat ashore.
I have no idea what this song is.
Incorrect.
Okay.
You didn't sing it, and it was wrong. I don't know this song. You've never heard Michael row the boat ashore?
No.
It must be a Southern thing, and you'll get why.
Okay.
Become very clear. I mean, it's an African spiritual. So, like, here was my joke that I thought of yesterday. I thought everybody knew this song. I'm like honestly surprised that you didn't know it.
Okay.
But Michael row the boat ashore, hallelujah. Like that's the song.
Okay.
And I've heard this song since I was a child. You know, it's a song that they teach kids. I guess just not you. You know.
Yeah. Just not me.
And they, very simple song, kind of like one of those things you can do as a round or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I was like, never thought about the song like critically. Michael row the boat ashore, alleluia. And I was like, man, how bad must Michael be at rowing boats that somebody watched him finally do it and went, hallelujah, he did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was my very simple joke. And I was like, I feel like there's more to this, right? And I went back and I was like, it does kind of sound like an African spiritual. And it was. There was a song that people sang during slavery. So I was like, not one of those jokes, maybe not a Twitter joke, but a joke that I can say with some context on the show. That's a lot of things, right? I save either the good content for the show or the stuff that I'm not sure I can explain in 240 characters for the show. But then when I was doing research, I accidentally learned something more about this song that I thought everyone knew, and it's very confusing that you don't know it. But it was a song sung by slaves during slavery, and like many songs, these African spirituals, they have biblical roots. So when you hear the word Michael, who's the first person you think of when it comes to faith?
Yeah, the archangel.
Yeah. So this song, I had no idea about. I haven't thought about in years. I think just the idea that my house was flooding yesterday and that it might have needed a boat. I guess boats were just on my mind,
Sure.
Because this song popped into my head and I was like, I looked it up. It's about St. Michael the Archangel and essentially the idea of like St. Michael the Archangel in a boat ferrying people to heaven, which they like totally stole from Greek mythology,
Okay.
But it's this. I had no idea it had like faith roots. I thought it was just about a guy named Michael who usually sucked at steering boats.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Thanks for your contribution.
Oh,
Still
wait, that was it. That was it. She was like, hey.
Yeah. It was just a joke that I was going to think about. I thought it was just kind of funny that somebody would like. I just pictured somebody standing on the side of the river, like hallelujah, he finally did it, and no one's ever questioned it before. Okay, good. That one sucked. Thanks for your contribution. All right, next one. What do you yell? Not you particularly. Okay. But what is the code that you have to yell whenever your boat is sinking or your plane is falling?
SOS.
Nope. That's if you
Mayday.
survive and get. Yeah, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. You ever thought about where that came from?
No, I really haven't.
I haven't either, and I didn't look this one up because all I needed to picture, this one I didn't have any weird feelings about.
Okay.
All I pictured was like, there's just some guy in the military, probably hundreds of years ago. This has probably been around for a while.
Sure.
And, his friend was like, somebody was crashing. A boat was sinking, a plane was crashing, whatever, right? And he had just gotten into a fight with his brother, who was probably born in the month of May, and was like, you know what this reminds me of? Everything about my brother. Let's call it Mayday. Everyone that is crashing, it is Mayday. Okay,
so in this scenario, this person is crashing, about to die, and all I can think about is how much he hates his brother, so he shouts Mayday. Did I follow that?
No, not the other guy. Like the guy like back at the base that was like, what should we call this word, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right, next one.
You said you had another plan for this segment? Are we going to keep doing this?
Oh, we're definitely keeping doing this.
All right, cool. Okay, more weird thoughts from Taylor's brain.
Okay, here's something that I do pretty often. I did it yesterday. It's one of my favorite things to do. After working with teens for a very long time, like I've become like an older brother to a lot of them. I've like helped them in their faith walk. I've been their track coach. I've been their campus minister. I've been through thick and thin with them. I'm just kind of like an older brother to them.
Sure.
One of my favorite traditions, especially since I don't work for the church anymore, it's a little easier to do this. I used to only do it with people that I was like really close to, kind of knew the family, so I couldn't get in trouble and get fired.
Okay.
No one could fire me. It's fine. I'm a cult leader and I don't have a boss. That's our theme for today.
If they try to fire you, you just sacrifice them.
Yeah, exactly. Why is Taylor drawing a pentagram at our church?
Wow, he keeps chalk in his pockets and he's just, hey, what are you doing?
Drawing a pentagram out of chalk is a very funny visual.
Yeah, you just draw it around their feet.
Yeah.
Why is Taylor sprinkling me with blood? What is going on here?
So one of my traditions is on their 21st birthday. I text them, happy birthday. I heard you enjoyed your first sip of alcohol today.
Nice. Yeah.
And they all laugh because we live in Southern Texas and they clearly don't. But it's not, it wasn't their first sip of alcohol. A lot of the one that I texted yesterday, let's just say he started around the time I met him, 6th grade, something like that. It's one of those things like you kind of know and you try to get him to stop or at least slow down and not, there's like levels to it. It's like, hey, kids, don't drink. And then they start drinking. You're like, don't get drunk and drive. And then you're like, hey, don't try to black out. And then you're just like, hey, just Uber, man. There's like levels to
you're trying to, it's triage. You're like doing your best to. Yeah.
So it's always a funny joke. It's usually I talked to some of them in a couple of weeks, months, even years for a couple of them. Yeah. But it's one of my favorite traditions about working in ministry.
That's very nice.
3 years later, texting them
you can share
about
joke.
Their first. Yeah, it's very fun. Okay. Speaking of root words.
Okay.
I felt real dumb for this one, and I shared it thinking that I was the only one that felt dumb. But instead, I taught a lot of other people the thing that I learned.
Okay.
Do you know why the alphabet is called the alphabet?
Oh, I saw you talk about. I did not know this. Until you mentioned it.
It was right in front of our faces, our entire lives. Mm-hmm. And just like Michael rowed the boat to the shore, hallelujah, never thought about it, never thought about the roots of that song, never thought about what they were singing about, never thought about the Christian connection.
Yeah.
The alphabet is called the alphabet. Very strange word when you sit there and think about it.
Yeah, I just never thought about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, hey, what we're going to teach little kids letters. What should we call it? Alphabet! It's like that's
Right.
such a weird word.
Why don't we call
to
it?
teach.
Why don't we just say letters? We're gonna teach the kids
Right.
the group of letters.
Right. I mean, like we call it the ABCs, which is funny because
Right.
it's simpler, but it's literally the same thing as alphabet. Because alphabet is just the first two letters of the alphabet. Alpha, beta, alphabet.
It is. We just use the Greek for A and B.
It was right in front of our eyes this whole time.
Yeah.
And no one seemed to question it. I tweeted it out. Not one person responded, "Yeah, I knew that, you freaking idiot," which I thought everyone was going to say. And
No.
everyone responded or retweeted like, "Hey, I didn't know this." We're grown adults. Why did no one tell us this? Why didn't we think of this? Why wasn't there just some random Tuesday when I'm trying to play video games? I was just like, "Hey, alphabet." You know, like, why did I not know this?
Yeah, no, until you mentioned it, I had never thought about it. It wasn't even like a question in my mind. And then, yeah, makes perfect sense.
Oh, man. Was there anything in, like, faith theology where you felt like there was something right in front of your face the entire time and you didn't see it?
Not quite faith and theology, but things that like I didn't understand until someone said it. Then maybe go, oh, one is pull out all the stops, and that's in reference to a pipe organ. When you pull out all the stops, you're making everything louder, basically, roughly. So it's like you're going all in. And then the other thing was pipe cleaners. You know those little pipe cleaners? In my brain, pipe cleaners were those when you were in elementary school, there were these fuzzy little things, different colors, and you made little crafts out of them. And I kept thinking, like, if they're meant to clean pipes, these pipes are so tiny. I've never seen a pipe that tiny before. And then finally I found out, like, oh, no, a smoking pipe. That's what they're used for.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now, they don't use the colored ones, but there's same sort of deal as how you clean out the smoking pipe. And that, like, blew my mind. That's what why pipe cleaners are called pipe cleaners.
So I thought you were saying one story for a moment. Because you said pipe organ and then pipe cleaners.
They're
and
related.
Like, what? Like, I just imagine some little old lady at the church, like Consuela from Family Guy, cleaning the pipe organ with those little pipe cleaners. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like it takes a very long time.
Right, yeah.
No,
These
so
are all
those are the two
billable
things.
hours.
Those are two things that blew my mind as far as what their actual meaning comes from.
Well, the first one I knew, but just because I have a music degree. But
Right, yeah.
The second one I did not know. I think I've told this story before, but again, it's been a while. One of my favorite things to do. Everybody loves the organ as Catholics.
Sure.
My first interaction, like consistent interactions with organs, was an adversarial relationship.
Like, did the organ say something bad about you? Did like insult your mama or something?
No, it said it wouldn't join my cult, and I was very upset.
So you want to sacrifice the pipe organ?
No, but here was my my adversarial relationship. Some people know I have a music degree. I mean, I just mentioned it, so if you've been listening for 30 seconds, you know. But my instrument was my voice, you know, so that I could come on here and sing, you know, half a line of Riker row the boat ashore and then pause, and then you say absolutely nothing. That's what my degree's being used for, you know?
Yeah.
But one of my best friends in college, her instrument, so my instrument was voice, her instrument was organ. And we were both Catholic, and we both, you know, did church stuff, and like we had like kind of like contemporary music, you know, like what was it called? Sing and shout or something? Spirit and song. That's what it was called.
Spirit and song, sing and shout. Okay, yeah.
Sing and shout, we will sing and shout. Open up our hearts and pour your praises out. Okay, that was a different song, but again, using my degree for good here. Her instrument was organ, and every now and then, we like maybe once a month, we'd have like an organ mass, you know? So it was like a big choir and the organ. But what's very funny is that we're in this little church, big organ, small choir.
Yeah.
So it was essentially like organ mass was just like, it was just the organ, man.
You
like,
couldn't hear anybody,
You're not going to hear us, right? Except for one large man named Taylor Schroll.
So you were fighting the organ with your voice.
My adversarial relationship was I finally found something that was almost as loud as me.
Almost.
So, and I could prove this because just like in many video games that we used to play together, I like the things that I'm good at, and I'm good at singing, and I'm very good at being loud. I was way better at being loud than I was good at that before I was good at singing.
Sure.
my very good friend would practice the organ, but one of the only times that she could do it was late at night. And like we talked about a few episodes ago, scariest place to be is a dark church by yourself.
Absolutely.
So often she would bring her large male friend to come into the church. And like there would be times where I did homework, and then, 6 months into college, I just decided to never do homework again. So then I was like, well, what do I do with my time in here, right? We didn't have like all the smartphones like we have now. It's like there's only so much like worm game. What was it called? The little worm thing?
Yeah, Snake.
There's only so many games of Snake that you can play. So while she would be practicing her organ, I would just stand in like the middle, like the aisle that you walk down, like as the priest. I would stand in the middle of that aisle, like not by the altar, but like the middle, like like whatever. If there's
the
20
transept,
pews,
the middle.
I'm 10. What'd you say?
The transept. Usually, if a church is shaped like a cross, that middle part of the cross is called the transept.
Oh, see, we all learned something new. Alpha, beta. So I would stand there and essentially stare at the organ, and while she's playing wop wop wop, I'm like, oh, just like I'm singing like along with what she's playing. I'm louder than the organ. I have no microphone. Anybody could have walked in there. And it's different than like at Mass, right? Like at Mass, if you're singing to the choir, I'm not going to sing that loud, right? Because then you're just like, oh, you're just standing out. You're trying to be special. But it was just me and my friend and the organ at 9:30 at night in the middle of our church. Boy, I'm going for it. And that organ never won a round.
That's amazing. It's like, I'm going to challenge this musical instrument to a contest.
And like, I feel like how like before games like Mortal Kombat or whatever, like the opponents will stare each other down and kind of do a little
That's exactly what I'm imagining in my head.
100% what I did. Like, that's what I pictured in my head. I was like, ready, fight. It's some of my greatest memories of my entire life. I loved going toe to toe with the organ.
Nice. You should come to my church, see if you can beat the $4 million organ that we have here.
Do you want to feel like you wasted money? Is that what you want?
I would love to see it happen. I want you to face down the organ at my parish. I'll get Chaz, our music minister, and we'll just you'll pull out all the stops, and we'll just see what happens.
And then I will yell from the middle of the transept of your very loud church.
Yes.
Are you not entertained?
No, this will be a parish fundraiser. Man versus pipe organ. We're going to have it. We're going to sell tickets. We're going to do promos like WWE. It's going to be a whole thing.
I'll only do it if it's like legitimately set up like a real like boxing match or whatever. Where like I get to wear like the boxing match robes that has like, Forte written in blood on the back of my robe,
Yes.
And in between rounds, I go and I sit in the confessional where my trainer is.
Yes.
And it's like the doors are open and you can see like people, like, you're doing towels on my face and pumping me up,
cleaning up the
sending
cuts.
me back down.
Yeah.
And then the ding 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 is just the church bell.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
oh.
I love it. We'll do the whole thing. It'll be great.
And instead of it's like obviously we're in a church, so instead of a girl walking around in a bikini or whatever, it's just sister wearing her entire garb walking around with like a round one, but it's in Roman numerals.
Yes, this is great. I love this more and more.
I'm coming next week.
Okay.
This has to happen.
Yeah.
I haven't won a match against an organ in a long time because honestly, that organ spread the word and they've all been terrified to see.
Wow.
So. Which is why I'm thinking about it now. It's why I haven't been to an organ mass in a very long time because they hear I'm coming to town and they're like, oh, we got to do a piano mass. There's just no point in fighting.
Right.
So anyway, that was our show. What do you think?
That was great. It was, I'm sweaty. Yeah.
Oh, good. My honestly, my favorite moment was watching you squirm for 20 minutes. My second favorite moment was the fact that my camera said battery exhausted immediately after the second segment.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, you saw it because we definitely left it in. If you're on if you're just listening on the audio version, the end of our second segment, my camera, which I told you at the beginning, my rechargeable battery in my camera has decided to like not be rechargeable anymore. So 30 minutes in, I was like, there's a 50-50 chance that like, we're going to have to switch cameras halfway through. And it happened. But the timing of I knew it was coming, but the timing of it, that it immediately shut off right after our cult leader segment. Oh, it was great. It was
great. It was perfect timing. It was,
I love today's show. And this is the type of show that you get when the host house floods. And he spent, I would just like to remind everyone, I did not misspeak. I spent about an hour and a half, maybe an hour 15, digging a moat around my house yesterday, and about an hour to 2 hours sweeping water in a torrential downpour. That's where today's show came from. It came from a place of love. It came from my heart. It came from my very sore body. And it came honestly from a place of frustration where I needed to just come and take out all the frustration on Father Anthony because all of this is his fault.
So if you want to see Taylor mess with me, harass me, and make fun of me while drinking wine and eating ravioli in Rome, come join us next year. It'll be a great time.
ForteCatholic.com/travel, and also keep an eye on ForteCatholic.com/booking because there might be a Taylor versus pipe organ thing coming. I mean, it might happen the next few weeks. Who knows? Yeah. I'm Taylor Stroll. That's Father Anthony Sciarappa. Join us in Rome in like 10 months. ForteCatholic.com/travel. We hope to see you there. I'll be back next week. He'll be back next month. See ya. Thank you guys for watching or listening today. We hope that you enjoyed just the chaos of the last couple of segments. We hope that you learned something through the cult thing. I'm sure I'm going to get some responses from that segment. But most importantly, we want you to join us in Rome. Head on over to the site right now, ForteCatholic.com/travel. Check it out. If you have any questions, please let me know. We'd just love to have a Forte Catholic group go to Rome together. We hope that you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please hit subscribe wherever you're watching or listening, and I'll be back soon. Bye. Love you.